and we'll stand up. We'll start standing. So this is what we're going to do today is a Qigong exercise. And you'll start with like just a nice wide stance between your feet. And then I want you to bounce your knees a little bit. Just sort of bend your knees repeatedly. And then find some stillness, but keeping your knees bent. So with this practice especially, we do not want to lock the knees. We definitely do not want to lock the knees. Find as even weight as possible in the feet. So maybe rocking forward and back, side to side a little bit, so you can just feel that your weight is distributed evenly between both of your feet. Again, keeping that micro bend in the knees, maybe even a bit of a bigger bend in the knees. And then I always like a slight tuck of the tailbone just to make my low back feel a little bit better. So if you're like me and your low back kind of hates you, you can just tuck your tailbone a little bit and also engage your pelvic floor, and that'll protect your low back. Then roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Grow tall through the crown of your head. And before we start this exercise, I want you to place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And I'll invite you to just notice your breath here. Notice what it's like to be in your body. I've been asking that question a lot lately because I feel like it's really prevalent and a really great way for us to become more aware. And really 90% of this whole thing is awareness. 90% of our spiritual journey, our journey to healing, whatever it is that you are journeying towards, is becoming aware. So becoming aware now of the breath, of the place of the body in space, of what it's like to be in your body physically, mentally, emotionally. And just allowing yourself to sit with that, allowing yourself to honor whatever arises, to welcome whatever arises with love and with a gentle sense of detachment. Right? So how can we notice without judgment? How can we observe without feeling attached to what comes up? And then begin to deepen the breath, right? Making the inhales and exhales a little bit longer. Maybe taking some open mouth sighs out of the mouth. Just clearing the breath a little bit. And notice where your breath is a little bit more. Does the inhale rise into the hand against the heart or the hand against the lower abdomen more? Maybe it's even between both. Maybe it's neither. And just notice. There's no need to really shift or change anything. Just becoming aware. And then if your eyes are closed, you can gently blink them open. Bringing your hands down by your sides, rolling your shoulders up, back, and down, and returning to this space. So yeah, keeping this nice wide stance, keeping the knees nice and bent. We're going to start with the right hand and just shake the right hand. And continuing with the breath. And it's interesting, if you're breathing slowly and shaking the hand rather quickly, to find this balance between the opposites of slow and quick, right? And just notice what it feels like to sort of be in that liminal space in between and hold both of those qualities. And then you can allow this shaking to reverberate into your forearm, right? So shaking the elbow a little bit. And of course, like, be really gentle with your joints. You decide how fast you want to shake. And then the shaking starts to come up into the shoulder. So now the whole arm is shaking. You can really, really just let it shake. Shake it in a circle, go a little bit crazy, maybe take some shoulder rolls. Really just letting it be free, allowing for this release of energy with the shaking. Keep shaking, keep shaking, keep breathing. Maybe in through the nose and out of the mouth. Those open mouth exhales are really, really helpful here. I've got bracelets on right now and you can hear them like clinking, which is kind of fun. Keep shaking, keep shaking, keep shaking, keep shaking. Let it all go, shake it out. Keep the knees nice and bent. We're just isolating the shaking movement in the right arm. And then from here, I want you to squeeze all of the muscles of your right arm. Squeeze your fist. Squeeze your biceps and tricep. Squeeze your shoulder up to your ear, just the right shoulder. Squeeze as hard as you possibly can and take a huge breath in through the nose. Take another sip of breath in through the mouth. And then exhale, release the squeeze, let it all go. Beautiful. We're gonna do that now with the left hand. So just start with the hand, trying to isolate the movement just in the hand and in the wrist, shaking that part of the body, beginning to release. Make sure that your knees are not locked. Don't suck in your stomach, let it go. And then that movement can start to reverberate up towards the elbow, so it's the forearm, the lower half of the arm that's beginning to shake. Keep shaking and baking. And keep breathing. And then that movement can start to come up to the shoulder. So now the whole left arm is shaking. The whole left arm. Release what is not serving you. Notice where there is tension, not just in the arm, but in the body. The whole body. Keep shaking. I really have to sneeze. Keep shaking, keep shaking, keep shaking. Maybe make it a little bit bigger, a little bit more vigorous. Still being gentle with the joints, being gentle with yourself. Did you lock your knees? Let go. Let go of your stomach. Let go of your pelvic floor. And then squeeze all of the muscles in your left arm. Squeeze your left ear, or squeeze your left shoulder up to your left ear. Squeeze as hard as you possibly can. And while you are squeezing, take a huge breath in through the nose. Hold it. Take another sip of air in. And then let it all go as you exhale. All right, so if you have something to hold on to, that can be helpful for this next part because you will be balancing on one leg. So find something to hold on to. Mine's could be this wall. And shift your weight over to the right leg, or to the left leg, sorry, and start shaking the right foot. Just the right foot. And now that your weight has shifted, it's especially important to keep a micro bend in the standing leg, the leg that's not shaking, to really feel stability in the other half, right? So shake that foot, shaking your right foot. Keep shaking, keep shaking, keep shaking. And then maybe start to shake the knee. Now the knee joint is super sensitive, so be very careful, still being gentle. But when we move these joints, we're allowing for synovial fluid to come in and lubricate the joints, which is really, really necessary to help avoid joint pain. That's why exercise is important. That's why movement is important. And then that movement starts to come up to the hip, right? So you can start shaking the whole leg, maybe side to side, maybe in some circles. Get really big with it, maybe kicking back and forth, left and right a little bit. Just really, really big movements, big shakes, releasing everything, releasing the muscles of the hips, the big muscles, the glutes, releasing the glutes, releasing the quads and the hamstrings. And then squeeze all the muscles in your foot. So squeeze all the muscles in your right foot and then squeeze the muscles in your whole right leg. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing as hard as you possibly can. Squeeze your right butt cheek. Take a big breath in. Another sip of air. And exhale, let it all go. Bring your right foot next to your left. Make some circles with your left knee just because it's been bearing your weight. And then before we move on to the other side, just notice the difference between the two halves of the body. And then we will go ahead on the other side. So shifting your weight over to the right foot this time. Left leg lifts and just start with the foot. Wiggling the toes, shaking the ankle back and forth from side to side. Maybe making some circles. Keep breathing. Beautiful. And then you can start to make that movement a little bit bigger, moving up to the knee, being very, very gentle with the knee joint. And then moving that movement up to the hips. So now the whole leg is shaking, the whole left leg. Let it all go. Let it jiggle. Let the glutes jiggle, the thighs jiggle. Make sure that there's a micro bend in the standing leg, right? In the knee of the standing leg, the knee of the right leg, so that you feel nice and stable through the foot that's grounded, right? Keep shaking, keep breathing. Make the shakes really, really big. Maybe you swing the leg from side to side and around in circles, getting into the hip. You get to decide how big you want to make this, how vigorous you want to make this, how absolutely wacky and wild and out there you want to make this, right? And then squeeze your toes. Squeeze your left toes. Squeeze your left thigh. Squeeze your left glutes. Squeeze the whole left leg as hard as you possibly can and take a huge breath in through the nose. Another sip of air in, and exhale, let it all go. Stand both feet side by side. Notice what's shifted. Notice if there's a difference or a symmetry or an asymmetry between the left and right hemispheres of the body. What's different? What feels unbalanced and what feels balanced? So for this last part, we're just going to shake the whole body. So this time, everything at the same time, and what you'll do is obviously you have to keep both feet on the floor. So you'll bounce the knees, and from bouncing the knees, that kind of reverberates into a shaking. And so your arms are shaking, your shoulders are shaking, your butt is shaking. You let your belly shake and just let everything jiggle. Maybe shake your head from side to side, being mindful of the neck, and just allowing everything to shake. Shake, 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 shake. Totally releasing. Maybe shake it up. Maybe shake it down. Just allowing for everything to release. Everything that is not serving you, you are forcefully exiting from your body right now as you shake. Keep shaking, keep shaking, keep shaking, keep breathing. Beautiful. Keep going. Shake your butt a little bit. Shake your butt a lot. Just let everything jiggle. Let everything go. No one's watching you. No one's judging you. This is your time to just totally release. Let everything go. And then slowly start to let the shaking get a little bit smaller until it just becomes a bounce in the knees. And then let that go. Bring one hand to your heart, the other hand to your belly. Catch your breath. Feel your heartbeat. Notice what has shifted for you physically, emotionally, mentally, energetically. Notice the heat that you've created in the body. Notice the prana, the energetic life force inside you that is now moving freely with this release. What did you need to let go of? What are you letting go of? And what are you making space to welcome in? And when you are ready, gently blink your eyes open. Bring your hands down by your sides. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down, and come back to this space. Oh my God, I have to sneeze again. Wow. Guess some allergies are coming in today. All right, so with that, it's time to get horizontal. So we just did this vigorous practice, and now you can go lie down and do absolutely nothing. So my usual spiel. Make sure you've got something sturdy yet comfortable to lie down on. If like I mentioned, you're like me and your lower back kind of hates you, I suggest placing a prop like a bolster or a sturdy yet comfortable pillow underneath your knees. What else? You guys kind of know the drill at this point. So whatever is going to allow you for the most comfort, right? For optimal settling, easy stillness, right? We just worked really hard and now we get to do absolutely no work at all. That's the big benefit of this, right? And we live in a world that has taught us to measure our worth by our productivity. And when we lie down and purposefully be unproductive, we are doing such a great service to ourselves and to the world and to the universe. So, as I said earlier, the Yoga Nidra that I'm going to share is one that I wrote for Mother's Day. Of course, it's dedicated to my mom. And it's one that invokes a sense of feminine energy. But the thing is you don't have to be a woman to feel feminine energy. We all have both masculine and feminine, left and right, sun and moon, and all of us, right? So this masculine, feminine, their energies, their qualities, they're not personalities. They don't define who we are. It's not who we are. It's really just energies. So the benefit to welcoming in masculine energy may be that's like the more giving energy. So when I'm, doing business and putting out social media posts, like that's when I channel masculine energy. But for feminine energy, that's all about the receiving. And so when we lie down, it's a very feminine energetic practice because we just allow to receive what's of highest good. So with that, still taking as much time as you need, making any necessary adjustments so that you are as comfortable as possible in your lying down position. Make sure you're warm enough. Right, the goal is to be so cozy that we don't feel the need to move. Like our body is asleep and our mind is awake. Now, of course, if you notice your body wanting to move, first see if you can watch it. Observe that need from a distance. And usually after a few moments of breathing with it, it will pass. However, of course, if the body's need to move persists, it may very well be your body telling you what it needs, and you are free to honor that in the best way that you see fit. And to help us settle, right, we use the breath. As we inhale, we can take in total peace and calm. And as we exhale, we melt further into the earth underneath us. We breathe in the comfort and quiet, and we breathe out into ease and stillness. Staying with the breath, I'll invite you to think about your favorite color. Your favorite color. And if you don't have a favorite, just pick whatever pops into your mind. And imagine that this color carries a mother's love. This is a special kind of love that mothers hold for their children and that their children hold for them. You can also imagine it as the love of the great mother, Mother Earth. And imagine that mother's love shining its light in the form of your favorite color. And it's shining its light in the form of your favorite color in the middle of your forehead. Your favorite colored light of mother's love in the center of your forehead begins to brighten and spread throughout your body. This light of mother's love moves to your eyes, nose, lips, and chin. It spreads down the neck to the base of the throat and over to the right shoulder, elbow, wrist, And all the way to the tip of the right hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger. This light comes back up the right arm to the center of the base of the throat, the space between the collarbones, and travels to the left shoulder, elbow, wrist, and all the way to the tip of the left hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger. Your favorite color, shining light back up the left arm and over to the base of the throat, the hollow space between the collarbones. And then this light of mother's love travels down to the heart where it shines even brighter. This bright, loving light in your favorite color shines from the heart space to the belly button and spreads over and down to your right hip, right knee, right ankle, to the tips of the toes of your right foot. The big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. This light moving back up the right leg and over to the center of the pelvis, shining at the center of the pelvis, and then over again to the left hip, knee, ankle, into all the toes of the left foot, the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. Coming back up the left leg to the left hip, settling once again at the center of the pelvis. Mother's love shining its light behind the navel, the center of the heart space, the base of the throat, the third eye center, the space between the eyebrows, and the top of the head. The whole body now shining with this light of mother's love in your favorite color. The whole body shining, illuminated with this love. The whole body. The whole body. Now imagine a place where you feel safe and happy. It could be a beach, a garden, a park, your living room. Imagine being in this place, lighting up the whole space with your whole body shining light of mother's love. And in this place, you can imagine your mother, or a mother figure, or the great mother, Mother Earth, joining you. You can imagine taking this light you've created into your hands, the light of her love, and giving it back to her. Maybe you form it into some sort of shape and hand it to her that way. Or perhaps you share your light with a big hug. And now you are both shining with this light. With every breath in, you receive this loving light. And with every breath out, you give this light. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling, receiving, shining. Exhale, giving, spreading light and love. Inhale, feeling the love illuminate within, and exhale, sharing that illumination out. Stay with this image of the breath. And know that you can revisit this sacred place whenever you'd like. For now, you can start to allow it to melt away, knowing that you keep this mother's love and light in your heart. Begin to feel the parts of your body that are touching the earth. Feel the air around you, breathe it in, and let it out. Feeling the air of the breath moving in and out of the nostrils, the mouth. Feeling the clothes, the air against your skin, the physical sensations of the body. And beginning to wake the body up with small movements in the fingers and toes, wiggling them around. any other small movements in the body to help you come back to where you are in the space of awareness that is Yoga Nidra. In the space of conscious awareness of where you are here and now. And you can stay where you are for as long as you'd like. Or whenever you're ready, gently make your way over onto one side and up into a comfortable seat, perhaps keeping your eyes closed with your palms together at your heart space. Sensing into this divine feminine mother's love and light, this quality, this motherly quality of strong and gentle. Sensing what it feels like to have invited this in. May your light of mother's love and gratitude always shine. This practice of Yoga Nidra is complete. Hari Om Tat Sat. You can bow your head in towards your chest. And to all of you, I say, the light in me sees and loves the light in you. Namaste.